Hello and welcome to the Provisional Cook. My goal for this channel is to get more people excited about cooking at home, more people learning how to cook, and hopefully learning a little bit about the world along the way. Like many of you, I have friends who are not so great at cooking, and my goal really is to help you learn together and be able to learn how to cook together on this channel. Now, I know that in this day of AI, you probably think that I'm fake, but just to show you that I am actually a real person. Food is a great connector. It brings people together from all cultures. It allows you to taste things from different parts of the world, and it's a great community building. It's also, I think, an art form that you can eat. And the thing is, in places like Australia here, over 15% rather of disposable income is spent on food, and over 10% in the US. Now, of that, about 40% is spent eating out in Australia and the UK, and 50% in the US. Now, there's nothing wrong with eating out in places such as these every so often. But if you want to make your budget go further, particularly in a day of frugality and you're trying to save money, well, you can save up to 50% per meal by cooking at home. So it's not just your bank balance and your wallet that will be grateful, it will also be your health. About 40% of Americans and about 30% of Australians are considered obese. So eating at home not only saves you money, but also can allow you to make healthier choices. But just because you're eating at home doesn't mean that you have to forego being able to make something like this succulent Chinese meal at home. And the great thing is, if you cook at home, you can hopefully get access to a large amount of fresh produce local to where you live. Here at the Sydney Fish Markets is a great example. I mean, look at the sheer variety of food and fish that we have access to here. Now, I know many of you are probably saying to me or thinking to yourselves, I'm a busy person. I don't really have time to cook. I don't have a kitchen that looks like it belongs in a television studio, or that I don't look like I belong in a Vogue magazine or photo shoot. The great news is that these are also things that I also grapple with. And just like you, I'm a provisional cook. So we're going to go on this journey together, which brings us to this inner city kitchen, which is pretty typical of any kitchen that you would find in places like London, New York, Singapore, and Sydney. Quite small, but pretty practical. And I think we can cook most things in here. You'll have to forgive the color scheme. I didn't get to choose it when I moved in, and I appreciate it looks like a slaughterhouse. But be that as may, what we're going to do in this channel is we're going to cook freely available recipes. I'm going to link to them at the bottom or on the site so that you can access them at any stage. I'm not going to print them on my website, and I'm also going to try and keep to the true nature of the recipe, so there's no any copyright issues. I'll end up getting the recipes mostly from places such as Recipe Tin Eats, which is a really great favorite of mine, New York Times when it's not behind a paywall, or places such as grocery store magazines or BBC or elsewhere. I also plan on having special guests, virtual or real, and just to also let you know that none of these places are paying me, and unless I advise otherwise, so that I can give you a real, true, honest account of what it's like to make these recipes. Now, I know many of you are probably grappling with the issue of time, and you often find that a recipe says it's going to take 1 hour and then ends up taking 3 hours. And so the way we're going to get over this is we're going to have a timer, and we're going to time every recipe to see if it actually takes as long as they say it is going to take. As a consultant, I also love to rank things and put things on a matrix. So what we're also going to do is we're going to rate every recipe on a 2x2 or two variables, firstly on taste and flavor, and secondly on time and effort. And then I'm going to let you know whether or not this is something that I would cook again. So that's it. So hopefully we can go and cook some really great things together, and let's get cooking.